Hey, welcome back to Cooking with Claudio. Today we're going to be making a nice flank steak covered with a chimichurri. We're going to be finishing that off with a nice roasted carrot and garlic puree. So let's get cooking. So we're going to start off making our puree. So if you take a look over here, I've gotten about 3 carrots, diced them up into probably about 1-inch pieces, and I got myself 5 cloves of garlic that I've peeled. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put all our carrots into a bowl. We're going to drizzle some olive oil over it. We're going to season it with just some salt. Give them a nice mix. And we're going to put them on a foil-lined baking sheet. Now for our roasted garlic, we have about 5 cloves here. We're going to make a little pouch out of foil. We're going to be putting a little bit of olive oil over them. Just a teeny bit of salt in there. And we're going to fold it over amongst itself. And we're going to put that right on the same pan that we have the carrots. Now we've got our oven preheated to 300 degrees. We're going to let the carrots and the garlic roast now for about an hour. That'll help pull out some nice flavors. Now let's jump to our chimichurri. So here are the ingredients we have. We have about a cup of parsley. We have a 1/4 cup of white vinegar. We have 1/2 cup of olive oil and 4 cloves of garlic. And we also have a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're going to want to just put everything into a food processor or a blender, whichever you have. Our salt and our garlic. So we've put all our ingredients into a food processor. Now we're just going to blend. So our ingredients are now fully blended together. And we're just going to pour out our nice chimichurri into a cup. This will be a great topping for our steak later. Look at that vibrant color. Alright, so our carrots and our garlic have been roasting for about an hour. So now we're just going to put all our carrots into a small pan over here. Actually, before I put the carrots, we're going to put about 80 milliliters of chicken stock and 30 grams of butter. So we put that in there. So we got our carrots in there now. We're going to make it come to a simmer. We're going to cover it and let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes, just until the carrots get nice and soft. So now our carrots have been softened. We're just going to pour them into our food processor with all that butter and chicken stock. We have our roasted garlic. We're going to toss right in there. And we are just going to pulse it. So now we're going to work on our flank steak. We're just going to season it. Put some olive oil up top. Rub that in, coat it nicely. I'll put a little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper. Flip it over, do the same. A little bit of olive oil, rub that in there. Salt and black pepper. We put our steak in our pan. The pan was preheated. We've got it at a medium-high heat, and we're going to cook it just for about 3 to 4 minutes per side. So 3 to 4 minutes, flip, another 3 to 4 minutes. We'll take it off and we'll let it rest for another 3 to 4 minutes then, before we go ahead and slice it. Alright, our meat is now cooked. It's been rested for a few minutes. Take a look at that piece of meat. Now the key to cutting a flank steak is actually to cut against the grain. It's what makes it less tough. So we see we have our grain running this way. So we're just gonna make sure that we're actually slicing against the grain. Look at that, perfect medium rare. So now to plate it, we're just gonna put some of our puree. Then we're gonna grab some of the flank steak. Just drop a few pieces on top. Perfect. And we're gonna finish it with our little bit of our chimichurri just over it. And there you go, restaurant quality.